All right, guys, so we're ready to start on our front end, but before we jump into React, I just want to go over the theme that we're going to be using. So what I've done is created just a custom HTML CSS theme for our Dev Connector application, and there will be times where we need to grab some HTML from it and basically put it into a React component as JSX. So what I would suggest doing is grabbing the zip file. So you should have a zip file called Dev Connector HTML theme within this video, and unzip it and go ahead and take a look, and you can see that there's a bunch of HTML files, a CSS file, and we have the showcase background image. We're not the icon, maybe we'll use that as a favicon later, but we just have a bunch of HTML files. And what I would suggest doing, and what I'm going to do, is open this within a different text editor so we know, so that we don't get confused on what's what. So I'm going to use Sublime Text to open up my Dev Connector HTML theme so I can see all the HTML pages, and we can reference this and we can grab some of the markup from it for our components. Okay, but I just want to quickly take a look at the pages, just the straight up HTML theme before we get started, so you can get kind of comfortable with what we'll be doing as far as the UI. So I'm going to open up the index.html here. Okay, so this is the landing page, very simple. We just have a background image, sign up, login buttons, nav bar. The nav bar is going to change depending on if we're logged in or not. So we have that. We have the developers page, which will list out the profiles. So remember, we have our profiles routes. When we fetch all the developers or all the profiles, those will list here. And it just has like their skills, their name, workplace, stuff like that. And then if we click view profile, it takes us to the full profile, which has their gravatar, it has their name and location, it has all the links to any social media that they've added, their website, their bio, their skill set. So experiences will be listed here and education here. So it'll look at those arrays and it'll output those here. And then at the bottom, we have the GitHub repos. Okay, so we'll make that request to get the repos and put them down here. If they don't put a GitHub username in their profile, then nothing will show here. Okay, so we have the register page, very simple, clean looking login. And here I have the an example of an alert, because we will be having alerts for errors and success messages. In fact, we're going to have an alert reducer in Redux so that we can easily send out a message whenever we want, or an alert. Okay, so if we go, let's see, I don't think I can access the other pages from here, so I'm going to just open up, let's go to profile HTML. No, not profile. Sorry about that. We want dashboard. Where is the dashboard? Right here. Okay, so this is the dashboard area. Basically, once they log in, they'll be redirected to this area. You can see the nav bar is a little different. So now we can access posts. We also have the dashboard link, and we have a logout link. And by the way, this is completely responsive as well, as you can see. So the nav bar kind of changes up when we hit, I think it's like 700 pixels. So it is a responsive theme. And then here we have buttons to edit profile, which doesn't take us, it should take us to create profile HTML. It doesn't really matter where these links take us because we're going to be changing these. But this is the create profile. We'll also be using the same form for the edit profile. So we can select a status, put in a company, website, location, skills. We'll be putting in comma separated values for skills, but we're going to convert it to an array in our code. And then down here, the social network links, we'll be able to toggle this area with this button here based on the state. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's go to add experience. So we have an add experience form, a little date picker here. And then we have the add education, and then any education and experience we add are going to show up here, and we can easily delete those. We can even delete our whole account. Remember, we have that route to delete the profile, delete the user, and so on. And then if we go to posts, we have this text area here where we can create a post, and it should automatically give us the gravatar, the name. We also have like and unlike buttons here. We have a delete button only if it's the user's post. If John Doe is logged in, then John Doe can delete his own posts. Then we have this discussion button, which will take us to the actual post page. So the post will be up here, and we can leave comments. Okay, remember we have that comments array within the post collection. So all the comments will show here, and if you created a comment, you can delete it as well. Okay, so I think that's all the pages. Seems to be. So quite a few pages. I tried to make the markup as simple as possible. The CSS, we're using CSS Grid for most of it, a little bit of Flexbox, but I might actually do either a YouTube series on this, building this theme, or maybe I'll add it to this course at the end at some point. But I didn't want to focus on it because I want to focus on the MERN stack, not HTML and CSS. All right, so like I said, I would recommend opening the theme up in a different editor just so you don't get confused. You can use Sublime Text for free, so if you want to download that, or even if you want to use the same editor, that's fine. Just be sure you don't get the two mixed up. All right, so that's it. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and start to set up React.